field. Now it's all in play. Glory's call in the all-star fray. 12 dreams clash. It's the league showcase. Glory's chase. Feel the ground shake. You stand tall. Never fear the climb. All for one. And it's game time. In the stands. Hear the roaring crowds. Wearing colors. We're standing proud. 12 teams fight under the spotlight's rays. Glory's night in the all-star blaze. Sweat and toil on this hallowed turf. One will rise.
Good evening, All-Stars. How we doing? Great to have you with us on this Wednesday evening for a full slate of fixtures after Sunday night, or Monday night rather, saw us have a little bit of a reduced fixture list, as the All-Stars like to throw up every now and again. Interestingly, every single game on Monday night went to extra time golden goal, which I think is a first and is probably testament to what Scott has been floating, certainly for a long time, that the All-Stars is quickly establishing itself now as probably the most competitive league around, I think that's fair to say, in terms of there isn't a mass divide between the best and the rest, and we hope to keep that going. Tonight, though, the three conferences go into their own, and it's an all-inter-conference night of fixtures tonight. You can see in the Eastern Conference, we've got Memphis Reigns against Drivetrain, Tato's Bisons against the Enzers Vikings, and in the Central, we've got Alcatraz against Pelham, Dandies against their local Fire, and in the West, we've got Short Pump Sloths against Des Moines Demons, Steam Pigs against the Gators. And this is how we look at the moment. In the Eastern, Bisons and Vikings are on 6, although the Bisons have only played 3 and the Vikings have played a game extra. Drivetrain on 5 points, but they are still one of 2 undefeated sides across the league, and Memphis Reigns on 4. Central, Dandies on 10 points, the second of the 2 undefeated sides. Alcatraz and Pelham on 7, and the local Fire on 4, but that could all change tonight with the inter-conference fixtures. And then lastly, over in the Western Conference, Short Pump on 4 with Des Moines Demons, and Gators and Steam Pigs on 2 and 1 respectively. Good evening to Steve, Roxy. This is basically the Pokemon theme for kids who found Pokemon too autistic. Well, you can love both, mate. You can love both. Steve Wright is on quiet as the mighty Leeds are on. Kitchen Dance in the house, and so is Daz. Where will we go? We'll see where the game wants to take us. Had no requests for an early game. So we're going to start with Roxy against the Drivetrain. This is how the Memphis Reigns look tonight. This is how they go. Team submission was in the kind of standard chronological order from Roxy. Roxy, I still find your team submissions a struggle, mate, so I'll just give you a couple of seconds just to confirm that everything's right in that one. If it's not, let me know, and we'll see how we go. Schmut in that DMC is becoming a bit of a cult hero for Roxy. Brilliant, excellent. And Patrick Vieira in the DMC position, yet to really contribute, but he is just an absolute beast. He's one of those players that does more damage just by being there. Constantino, who's part of the Vieri deal, hasn't really got going yet. We'll see if he does it tonight. Over at the Drivetrain, as I said, one of the 2 undefeated sides. He is going with this asymmetric kind of formation. Zinedine Zidane is in the midfield, has scored 1 goal. And again, Savage, if you just give me the nod that is all good, mate, we will give it a roll. Yeah, it was just a change for Tomad on the bench. How's Tomad looking? Yet to make an appearance for Drivetrain, but he does look particularly good. Some good stats in there, and I imagine his 4th column would look pretty good tonight. And we will kick. Oh, it's Give a Ghost game, gents. I'm really sorry. I know you two are people that don't tend to get early games, but I apologise for that, boys. It's given us our first Ghost game of the evening. That does bring us over to Hopkins' Alcatraz, who are sitting well on 7 points from 4 games. Sorry, boys. And they are rolling with this 3 at the back formation. And what's interesting about this 3 at the back is that it is creating a fair few chances in the games, and he is taking them, generally speaking, which is a little bit unlike a Hopkins side. Really has struggled for goals over the last couple of seasons, but they are back. This is how they go tonight. It is just a change on the bench with Rossini in for Pizarro, and Pippo dropping out of the bench for Pizarro. A Rossini debut, I believe. Over to the newly appointed Kitchen Dans Pelham Pumas, who have got a little bit of a minor injury crisis. They're getting a bit of that stay right pack look at the minute, but this is how they line up, that 3 DMC position, just hoping that this front 4 do go and make some magic. Ronaldinho yet to score this season, 2 assists in 4, and Montella is the opposite. He has contributed 3 goals in 4 games, and we'll see how they get on tonight. Big game in the central list. 2 sides that have been solid as a start, with the best yet to come, you'd imagine, as the managers continue to kind of tweak their 11 and their tactics. And we'll see how this goes. Zambrotta involved a hell of a lot text-wise there for Hopkins. Montella with a volley just puts it wide. Montella again drives it. Vita Bayer is having another great game. Pavel Brozek, it is his time to kind of come to the fore now, 3 seasons into this save. Yellow card there for Pelham. Brozek goes down again, creating havoc. Brozek and Zambrotta definitely do seem to be the players that are going to cause the breakthrough if it comes. We get a half time, and actually, contrary to the text, Pelham have created more. Certainly wasn't the interpretation that I got. Hopkins, get logged off. Nobody cares, the game's gone. Vita Bayer again on an 8. He has been in good form this season so far. Maldini on a booking, and Helguera on a booking as well. Hopkins isn't live, and he hasn't submitted any pre-game instructions, so we will roll with him. KD, similarly, 6s and 7s away from homes. You kind of need 1 or 2 of those to step up to an 8 to really get over the line, you feel. Ronaldinho seeing very little of the ball, but the Alcatraz 3 centre-halves are probably just trying to snuff him out a little bit. Both managers will play on 45 minutes, 0-0. Reminder that we do go to extra time if the scores are level after 90. Zambrotta again being mentioned. 60 minutes played. Can Pelham have a counter-attack? Corner kick. We pause on the click on the corner kick. Helguera on a 6. Probably is the one of the 3 centre-halves that Hopkins isn't, particularly in love with, you'd imagine. Definitely a utility player. Over to the Pelham boys. We have had Vogel step forward with an 8. He's one of Kitchen Dan's favourites, I think. And we'll see how he goes. Takinardi on 77% and Reyes on... How's Reyes looking? I'm a big lover of Reyes. I think he looks fantastic. Great option on the left there. And still only 20. Schools for Morientes and a 2 up top. Excellent, Dan. In Kitchen Dan, we're just having a bit of a slagging match about Schools today, saying we don't really know what he offers. But you've kind of got to play him, haven't you? Nothing from Hopkins, so we will roll as we try to not have the 5th game in a row go to extra time golden goal, which again would just be another bit of evidence for the argument that this is an ultra competitive league. Ronaldinho with a chance, and Montella picks up the pieces and puts Pelham 1-0 up. That's a massive goal for Pelham. Kitchen Dan will be loving this defensive solidity away from home. He couldn't quite do it with his Gator side, but the Pelham boys are picking up where they left off. Morientes with a half a chance now. Nicky Ferenco, can he get his team back in this? 94 minutes played, and that is the final whistle. And you'd have probably argued that both managers would have felt aggrieved to have not come away with anything if they did. Maldini, man of the match performance, and it's Pelham, and it's Vincenzo Montella with his 4th goal in 5 games. That does get his team over the line. Congratulations to KD, and unlucky to Hopkins. Times it quite nicely. We are going to go over to Kitchen Dan's former club, over to the Blackwater Gators, who do line up like this tonight. Dimble's message pre-stream on his tweet was a work in progress. And I think he's absolutely right to say that, but they are looking more solid than they did previously. Stee looks like this in what I think is a very attacking front four. They're really attacking, and Desai and Paredes is probably good enough to kind of stop the flood. Although Lucio and Vialli are probably two centre halves that do have question marks over them in competitive champs. They've never really been top elite centre halves. Although understandably, Sammy is injured. Dimble is on mute, and here we go. Steve versus Dimble. You wouldn't necessarily call it a derby, but they've certainly went toe-to-toe often enough for it to be probably classed as a fixture having a bit of history. We'll see what Dims wants to do here. I'm guessing it's going to be Extabiria. Probably doesn't want Makuku in there or Extabiria in there, so you might go 2 AMCs, Makuku there and Extabiria there. Yeah, he does. We kind of half called it. And it is, oh, hang on. And it is Makuku who'll drop back, and Guardiola who comes off. Extabiria and swap with Tonton. How's Makuku looking? Okay. Yeah, and it cost Hodgie, didn't it, mate? Got you one, but cost Hodgie one. 10 minutes played, and we'll pick up where we left off there. And we'll see. We'll see how they get on. A lot of text for 15 minutes played. Hell of a lot of text. Extabiria getting involved. Agahawa on the right-hand side. Oh, Rui Costa sent off on debut as well. Sent off on 25 minutes, as there's a hell of a lot of text there for just 25 minutes played. Interestingly enough, Pablo Aimar comes in tonight after a bit of an injury and a 5. We'll see what Steve wants to do. Little diag on Paredes. No, he just goes roll. Dimble, you do have the chance to make changes, so do let me know. Appreciate you're on mute, Dim. So nothing. Lovely. Thank you very much, my man. I appreciate it. A load of text for 24 minutes played. Hell of a lot of text for 24 minutes played. As we continue. 40 minutes played now. Really strange game, this. Really strange game. But to be fair, you imagine that Dimble has probably came into this away from home, really wanting to be solid with Gator, stop them conceding goals, and he has done that so far. Will he roll the dice though? Hoffland and Teneto both on yellow cards. David Day on a 9. We'll see what he wants to do. Are they lacking that little bit of creativity to supply Sigalgo? Or is it just a really solid hold and performance as Dimble makes that change? Certainly, I think the majority of people do prefer Extabiria out on the wing. And Steve says to leave it until 60. Thank you very much, gents, for being so swift in your changes. Oh, apologies. 47 minutes played. Sigalgo offside. 57 minutes played. Oh, and that is Sigalgo. I was literally just about to say this is exactly the sort of game where you keep Sigalgo on the pitch regardless of what he's doing, because it's exactly the sort of game. Oh, look at Aimar there. Exactly the sort of game where he can be the difference maker in a team where you're not creating much. Aimar on 59%. How long until Steve jibs it with Aimar? We shall see. Over at the Gators, really solid in terms of performances. Mukoku is doing really probably a job above his ears and above his experience in that MC to try and hold back the flood. And there is a for fuck's sake from Steve. It's a roll from Dims, but a schism for Aimar. Played 3, not really contributed anything yet. And we'll see if the Steam Pigs, who are just potentially showing signs of being in a little bit of a rut. Struggling to win games. Pack luck. Oh, disallowed. Pack luck, not great. And that is the final whistle. And the Gators will take that every single day of the week with a solid 1-0 performance away from home and a Maxim Sigalko goal. And that tells you exactly why he's probably priceless, especially within the context of a side like this Gator side that aren't going to create a hell of a lot of chances in the game. Well done and unlucky Steve. Keep the faith, mate, and I'm sure it'll turn. Over at the local fire against the Dandies now, Central Conference fixture clash. This is how their local fire go. Scotty is not live, but he has sent us some instructions, and I'll just check those at half time. And this is how the Dandies go. Familiar now from the Dandies. Little bit worried about the Burn Trident against the 3 DMCs because I think it always gets the better of the Burn Trident, for want of a better term. So we'll kick off, and it should be a bit of a quick game because Scotty isn't live, but we'll just make sure that we make changes for him when is needed. Crespo still has it there. Scotty needs him to start coming to life after that early injury in the first couple of games. Carlos gets a warning. Feels a bit end-to-end, this from the two sides. Wall deflecting a shot over. Cafu now, Kuhl free on the bounce, punches it over from the keeper. Yellow card, back steps up. Montero with a half a chance. Elbert clean through on goal, but Chiotas pulls off a big chance. I'd like to see the match stats at half time. It feels like they've both had a lot of chances. Tactical foul there from someone in the Dandies. Brilliant save from Chiotas. This is a slightly bizarre first half. Hell of a lot of bookings and a hell of a lot of chances. 2 bookings each and just about the same amount of chances. We'll have a little quick look of the Dandies first at half time. Nicky Butt again finding himself into the book. And over to a local fire. If you can just spare me a moment, gents. I'm just going to check Scotty's instructions. No changes at any point if winning. Jacques for Elbert and drop to AMRC if Elbert was on a 6 at halftime or 60. Elbert's on a 7. Apart from that, nothing other than injuries. Live cover CVs. Okay, yeah, right. Okay, so we don't need to worry about that for now. We're going to protect that and just try and do that. Yeah, live, those look a beast. So we'll review those Scotty instructions at 60. Can the Dandies get a goal and continue? And that is Harry Kuhl. He's been in the shop window all week on the back pages, but he puts his team up and runs over to his manager with a finger to his lips. Nothing from the Dandies. Let's just check what Scotty wants to do here. No changes at any point if winning. Jacques for Elbert and drop to AMRC if Elbert is on a 6 at half time or 60. No. Apart from that, nothing other than injuries. Live cover CBs, Park covers DMC lane, Volo live. Right, okay, yeah. So there's nothing from Scotty. There's no, if I'm losing at 60, this is what I want you to do. And we'll go to the full time whistle. 75 minutes played there. Boyer with a half a chance. Can the local fire get back into it? And there is Archie back, who continues his unbelievable form to put the Dandies 2-0 up with a clean sheet again. And that's a massive 3 points in the context of the conference there. Probably you'd argue that Scotty would have changed things up if he was here, maybe got back into the game at 60 minutes, but wasn't able to do so. And Roberto Carlos gets man of the match back-to-back performances in the Dandies colours. Mourinho on a 5, usually really, really solid and really dependable. And actually ratings-wise, pretty solid other than Mourinho. And it just looks as though Dandies have taken 2 chances and won 2-0 there. Unlucky Scotty, mate, when you watch this back. Over to what I think could be the game of the evening. 2 unbelievable sides, I think, in the Alaska Vikings. This is how Jens goes tonight. Giggs, Mendieta, Ronaldo, Mackay, Viduka, Zielius and Jeremy's probably 2 of the best DMCs on the game there. And we'll see how he gets on tonight against the Bisons. Over to the Bisons, who go like this. Robin and Raquelme in behind Emil Penza. Ferguson, Walker and Scally in the midfield. Roberto on Contra on the wings. As I seem to be missing an unbelievable game in the City game. Looks to be 4 goals inside the This is the first 15 minutes of the second half. Best of luck to both managers, and we'll kick this off. Big save from Frey early doors, and he does manage to push it away from the goal. Roy Mackay puts the Vikings 1-0 up on 6 minutes. Again, another game with a hell of a lot of text, and we've only played 7 minutes. As the Bisons look to get back into this. Yeah, Tato just mentioning there that he had gigs in both competitive leagues for a long, long time, and now suddenly he's on the opposite side, which must be a little bit of a blow. But there is Lillian Thuram, who does get back into it, and it's 1-1 at half time. Like I said, felt a little bit of a standout kind of headline match that, and more so because of the attacking talent. Both managers really trying to go for it, but did feel as though Vikings were in control of that game at the half-time mark. Over to the Vikings, it's Roy Mackay on an 8, but other people, Johnson and Rio Ferdinand, not really doing their bit in terms of their tackle percentage or their headers percentage, but there's not really been many crosses, as is from Tato. And we'll just see what Jens wants to do. As is from both managers, so we'll roll to 60. As we'll see who can step forward and make themselves a hero here tonight in a massive, massive game in the early interdivisional matches, inter-conference managers rather. Ronaldo with a half a chance. Frey beats it away again. 59 minutes played. Ziriberto puts it over the bar. Casillas, Giggs. That would have been an ultimate stab to the heart for Tato. Nothing condition-wise to worry about there, Jens. But ratings-wise, that's how you're looking. Jeremy's bizarrely on a 6. Hussein maybe comes on as a bit of a target man, potentially. Spud, you didn't submit, mate. The only message I got from you was Saturday's message, so I just took that as you were rolling as is. Didn't actually get a Twitter DM off you this week, bud. 2 seconds. We got no Twitter message from you this week, mate. So presumed as is. Let's just get back on with the game. We'll have a look at what Jens wants to do. As is, and as is from Spud as we roll to 90. 69 minutes played now. Oh, and Penza. And the Bisons have been the worst team of the two in this game. But that's why you sign big name players. Emil Penza pops up with potentially the winning the goal. 88 minutes played now. Vikings have missed a hell of a lot of chances. And Seb Frey is injured. We will put Pagliuca on. And we will roll. A penalty and Casillas is sent off. It goes from bad to worse for the the game was Monday, mate. Friday's message was Sunday/Monday games. Jens, just let me know who you're subbing for the keeper. Johnson in goal. Yeah, there was another pack on Monday night for these games. Okay. Ronnie Johnson's in goal, and it is Iron Robin who steps it up and puts the game to bed. Bison's coming back from half time really, and stepping up after having been the worst team in the first half. And Vikings again just cannot keep the first 11 on the pitch together at the minute. Unlucky Jens, mate, and that's a big 3 points for the Bisons with a Sol Campbell man of the match performance. Over to the short pump slots against the Des Moines Demons. Of course, these two swapped clubs when Daz first came in. This is how they go tonight. Cambiasso makes his debut in MC. And this is the Des Moines Demons, who go as is, who have been miles better than they were over the last couple of seasons. And we kick off. We'll see if it's Marcelo Salas who continues his great form. And it is Alan Smith, former short pump slother, who puts the Des Moines Demons 1-0 up on 16 minutes. And there is Del Piero. It's offside. Cambiasso offside on his debut. Getting a goal ruled out. Gattuso in at the book now. Feels as though Des Moines are on top, but short pump are always good value to pop up and score when they've got Salas. Raul there, Smith with a half a chance. We get to half time, and the text probably said it was more chances than that. We'll go over to the sloths first of all, with them being behind. And we shall have just a little bit of a look at the Des Moines Demons. See if Darren's around. So roll from Daz, and I haven't heard from Rob rather. So we will continue to 60. Kutuzov with a half a chance. 46 minutes played now. 51 minutes played. And a booking for Roy Keane. Darren, I've seen your message come through, mate, but we'll do that at 60 minutes. In fact, we'll do it now. So Mido on for ADP. And you wanting to drop them back to AMC, Daz, or you wanting to keep them up top there with Salas? And then let us know of any other changes that you want to make on 60, bud. Janino for Kaka. And Gamora for Stam. All same positions. Haven't seen Rob or had a comment from him, but those are his ratings. Salihamidzic continues to be mercurial for him. Definitely a player that he kind of takes everywhere with him, and he's never really let him down. As we will roll to full time. Interception there. Van Bronckhorst seems to be having a good game. Salihamidzic is involved in there again. Again, a former slother. Oh, Mido with a half a chance. Toldo with a double save. 84 minutes played. Kutuzov could have put the game to bed. Really spicing up this in the second half. Remember, there was only one shot at all in the first half. Can the Des Moines Demons hang on for an unbelievable away 3 points? Salas could have got his team back into it there, but it is a 1-0 win for the Des Moines Demons in a bit of a 50-50 game. Des Moines really putting in the tackles and the hard graft away from home. Emerson has put himself about, but has missed a hell of a lot. The same for most of them, to be honest, there. But Salihamidzic has had a blinder with a 10 and a man in the match performance. Over at the sloths, just not quite good enough from the attacking players, particularly those that kind of came on. Midfielders let himself down there with a 7. Nobody really stepping up, but Lizarazu there with a 9 is the best of an okay bunch, you would probably say. All right, then over to the Ghost game. We've seen the teams, we've seen the lineups, and this is how we go for Memphis against Drivetrain in our last game of the evening. Simeone into the book there, loves a book and loves a card. Excellent tackle from the Drivetrain, really defensively sound as they have been. Oh, Memphis Reigns cleared it off the line, I believe. We get to half time. Is there going to be anybody that puts the team ahead? And we do get to half time, and this is how we look. Memphis Reigns creating more. Drivetrain defensively solid, as you'd expect, but nothing really to shout about other than the fact that it's a stalemate at half time. Yeah, Drivetrain away kick getting a bit of a a love in again. Just looking at this lineup as well, credit to Savage. There's a lot of people who you'd probably class as a myth: Rivaldo, Zidane, Beckham, Saviola potentially. That he's getting a tune out of in terms of defensive solidity. Nesta continues to be an absolute beast. We go Cordoba off, D'Alessandro on, sticking between the two AMCs, one at the back with Samuel. Roxy, just confirm that before I okay it, bud. And then Sav, if you let me know of any changes that you want to make, big man. Lovely. And it's an as is till 60 from Sav, as we wait to see who can get that first goal with a half a chance from Constantino, but he puts it over the bar. 51 minutes played, Barthez involved again. That defensive solidity really being challenged. We jumped to 67 from 53, and this is how we look for the drivetrain. Simeone in the book on a 6, but still putting his tackles in. And nothing in terms of the conditions to worry about. Over at the Reigns, definitely the better in terms of the individual match ratings, but haven't quite found the back of the net yet. Jimenez is surely going to get a run out here, I think. I think Rox is fast losing his patience for Constantino. And we'll see what both managers want to do. I imagine that they're both going to see it as a bit of an opportunity to kick on and try and get the 3 points within that conference. Valtellina for Constantino. So with Faloasso. And we'll see what Sav wants to do. Obviously, given the nature of the tactic that Savage is playing, it does tend to be a little bit of a delay for his changes coming through, because it can involve positional changes, particularly around that AMR, MR, which can be a little bit confusing. Bring on the Cheddar Man and Tomad for Saviola. Tomadira, exactly the sort of player you don't want coming on in a game like this, because he does have the ability to be a bit Maximish and score in a 1-0. Van Nistelrooy into the book now, 77 minutes played. Beckham swinging it in, but it's cleared away by the Memphis Reigns. Samuel doing an unbelievable job. One at the back. Nesta's into the book. George Atos with a free kick. It's a booking for Janacek now. Probably a good job he got rid of Simeone, because that would have been him. Oh, man, I need this. Charlie Chaos was in there. Who's going to get this winning goal? And it is Rivaldo with his first goal of the season. Feels a little bit like a champion. This from... Oh, it's not a champion. They've created a hell of a lot. They've just not got anything on target. Drivetrain doing unbelievably well to turn it round in that second half and create a lot, but only get one shot on target and one goal. I don't know if that's a... Do you see that's a kind of an oxymoron? Yeah, exactly. An oxymoronic champion where they've created loads but only got one shot on target. Charlie Chaos with the man of the match performance on a 9. And Rox has had enough with Constantino. He'll be out the door by the time the next packs come round, I think. Over at the drivetrain, really solid away performances. Only a couple of people below 7s, excluding the subs. And Barthez, Uliano and Nesta doing what you'd want from your defensive backline away from home. Does bring us to the classifieds. We've just seen Drivetrain beat the Memphis Reigns 1-0 with a Rivaldo goal. The Bisons dismantled the Vikings in the second half to score 2 inside 20 minutes and win 3-1 with a Casillas red card. Pelham ground out a 1-0 away from home performance with Alcatraz. And Dandy's really solid at home again. Clean sheet away from home. Archie back scoring 2-0 against their local Fire. The Des Moines Demons coming in with a massive 3 points. Is it Alan Smith's time to shine? 2 goals and an assist inside 4 games. Is he coming of age? And then lastly, but by no means least, Dimblesgate is really solid away from home, and Steam Pigs' rotten injury, suspension and pack luck continues. Leaves the tables looking like this in the central. Dandy's on 13, Pelham on 10, Alcatraz on 7, and Logo Fire on 4. In the Eastern, Bison's on 9, Drivetrain on 8, Vikings on 6, and Reigns on 4. And in the Western, Des Moines Demons top of the pack on 7 points, Gators on 5, Short Pump on 4, and the Steam Pigs just on that point after 4 games. I'm going to do packs straight away, boys. We'll get them out, and next game will be Sunday evening. And yeah, cheers for your company tonight up the All-Stars, and we'll see you in a bit, lads. Ta-ra.